Hey, what's up everybody, it's Darn Lightsman here with another video. Sorry about that. Today I will be doing the Orlando Model Airport. So this is a request by Come Fly With Me. You might notice I got a little bit of an issue with my throat. That's just because of the the winter season, and I'm just getting a common cold. So just trying to deal with that. It'll be alright. Hopefully it won't interrupt the video or anything. But anyways, this is the Orlando Model Airport. I just want to apologize that I haven't come out with any airport updates regarding requests. I just haven't been, I've just been really busy basically. And I will be getting back into them. I do have about 6 more after this, I believe. And I've done all the research for them, so that's a really good, that's a really good thing. There goes my throat again. That's a really good thing, just to get that first part of it done and to know all the routes, all the aircraft that I'll be needing for every airport after this. And then it's really just putting it together, which does take time for sure. But hopefully I can just reserve some of that time and just put the other airports together. Yeah, so I'm really happy that I got the Orlando Model Airport done. This is one of the bigger ones, and as you can see, there's definitely a very, very, very obvious thing. If you know Orlando Airport, about the design of it, it's very obvious to tell just looking at it from here that the terminals, every single terminal in Orlando, and there's 4 like separate ones, so we're gonna call them terminals. So there's 4 separate terminals. There's like a center one here, and then you can take a tram to the separate terminal buildings. So there's 4 of them, and you can see here you'd have one here, and then one more there, and one more there, and that just spreads out within by the gates. So it's like this. The first one would be 1 through 29, and then 30 to 59, 70 to 99, and then 100 to whatever. So that's basically how it works. And so the thing is, every single one of these terminals would have a design where you have one terminal building going that way, one more going this way, and one more going that way. So it's like there's a line here, and then there's like a terminal here, and then there's like another terminal building like perpendicular to it, if you know what I'm saying. So if you take a look at the Orlando Airport, you know what I mean in the design of it. But I tried to implement that, and pretty much I just ran out of space. The thing with my boards that I'm using, as you can see here, there was basically no actual way to get all the terminal buildings like fit in. You just would. I just don't have the space basically. And this was the best way, doing it this way for landscape, because this is got the most width. So if I did it the other way, like I'd have a bunch of space going. From top to bottom, if I did it in a portrait way, but then I just wouldn't have the width. So here I do have the width, but I don't have the as much space going the other way. So that's the only thing with that. Anyways, we're gonna get started with this update nonetheless. So basically you'd have like the check-in area and whatever here, like the Hyatt Hotel, whatever else is here, and then you would take a tram, you'd go to your security area, whatever, you'd go to a tram, then you take that to whatever terminal that would be. Another thing that I had, another thing I had a problem with was the cargo terminals. As you can see here, I've got the cargo as actually sitting at a terminal, which is really kind of, it's hard to explain, but yeah, we're getting on with the update. Actually, just before I do, if you do have any criticism about this airport, please don't make any criticism just about the design, like purely about the design. It's pretty obvious. I pretty much just explained why it is the way it is. So if you have any positive criticism, just don't make it about the design. I will obviously, take a look on and reflect upon any positive criticism that I do get, as long as it's not about the design, because there's really just nothing I can do about that. I did try to reflect Orlando as best as I could, and this is just what happened. So yeah, it's really the best I can do. I'm definitely not like really unhappy with it or anything. There's definitely a few things that I could like implement if I had like if I was spending weeks or fucking months doing this particular airport. But with the amount of time that I had, and just pretty much basically the space that I had, there was really no way that I could really get it to make it too much more realistic than this. But I'll talk about the cargo terminal when I get to it. Anyways, we have 2 runways here. We got one on this side and then one on the other side over there. So the one on this side, by the way, so the way you're looking at this is the one with gates 1 through 29. This is 30 through 59. I think this is 70 through 99, and then that's the 100 through like 129. So, and at this runway we have the American 763. He's doing the flight to Miami, actually. I think there's some route that does this, some aircraft that does this. It just must be a connecting sort of service, and yeah, it's going to Miami. Got the American A321 in the U.S. Airways livery. He'll be doing a service to Phoenix, and then the WestJet 737-700 behind him doing a service to St. John's, Canada, or Newfoundland. The American A321, still no sharklets behind, is doing a service to CLT. Moving over here, we have the American A321 with sharklets, and he'll be doing a flight to DFW. American 752 with a service to Philly. Got another 738 this time. We'll be doing a service to LGA. 738 to JFK, and then the last 738, the TWA retro livery, will be doing a service to LAX. I'll just get over here to get the rest of these gates. So that was like part of the gates 3359. It was like 3340 or something. So to get rid of these, so to go through these, so this will be gates 1 through 29. So this is the WestJet 738 here, and he'll be doing a service to, I think this is this is going to Toronto. Frontier A319 here. He will be doing a service to, just trying to think, there are a few services Frontier does. Yeah, he'll be doing a service to Trenton. Another WestJet 738 doing a service to Calgary. Got the Alaska 738. I still don't have a 739. I'd love to get one of those. I hopefully will get one this Christmas. I don't know though. But anyways, this 738 with the Hawaiian lay will be doing a service to Seattle. Over here we have the United 739. This is in the Continental retro livery. This arrived coming in from Houston, and he will just be taxiing around. So when aircraft land, as you can see, they're coming in this way. So when they land, they just exit the runway, and then they just go out this way, and then he'll just go all the way around and then park over where United parks. To get the rest of these, we have the JetBlue and Icelandair aircraft. So the Icelandair 752 and the Hekla Aurora livery, obviously doing a service to Reykjavik International, or Keflavik. Moving on, we have the JetBlue A321, you can see there, and he'll be doing a service to, let me just try to think about this. He will be doing a service to JFK. We have the Veterans livery over there, see that 320 next to him? He'll be doing a service to White Plains. I have the A320, I think that's the Harlequin tail over there. He'll be doing a service to Newark, and the A320 I Heart New York doing a service to LaGuardia, and the A320 here with Sharklets doing a service to San Juan. So that's getting those done. That's the gates 1 through 29. So I'll get the rest of these now, which is all the United aircraft, which is actually quite busy. At the moment, I just included everyone that I could, basically, so I could cover all the routes. Anyways, we have United 738 in the Star Alliance livery. He'll be doing a service to LAX. United 739, he's just finished pushback, and he will be departing to, let's think about this. He'll be doing a service to Denver. Over here we have the United 753, and he'll be doing a service to O'Hare. United 753 next to him doing a service to San Francisco. United A320, and he'll be doing a service to the A320. Where did the A320s go? That's a good question. A320, I guess we'll just have him head over to Newark. So over here we have the 739, and he'll be doing a service to, probably Cleveland. Actually, the 739, we'll have him go to O'Hare as well. And then the 73 next to him will be going to Cleveland. And then over here we have United 752. He just pushed back from over there, and so he's departing to Newark, so just taxiing to the runway now. So getting these other terminals. So basically now I'm up to the cargo area. So we just finished all of this. It's also split up into terminals like A and B. Like if you look at it, it's terminals A and B, but that's like split up into like these top two are A, and then these bottom two are are B. So that's I think that's how it works. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but anyways, to get this cargo terminal sorted, basically because I'd have to download a bunch of wallpaper, basically build a hotel and a main terminal building here and roads and everything. I just didn't really have the resources and just didn't really want to do that. So that would really be what would be required to make this airport more realistic. So because of that, because I wasn't able to do that pretty much, I would just have an empty space. So that's what I had here, and that's obviously what I do have, as you can see. So it's just a big empty space between all the terminals, and I just said to myself, well, these parts of the terminals, you can see here, all of this area is basically not covered. So there's pretty much, I don't really have that much aircraft that need to be filled there. So I just thought, let's just move all the aircraft to, the other side of these terminals. So we get all these aircraft here. They're all on this side. And then we just have this pure space here that's all for cargo. So as you can see, we just got FedEx and UPS. We have the UPS MD-11 doing a service to Louisville. And then those two FedEx 757s, MD-11s over there doing a service to Memphis. So that's basically what I decided to do for the cargo part of it. You know, it's my decision. It's just what I wanted to do with it. But you know, just because I didn't really, I mean, as you can see, if I kept going this way, I still don't have any space. I basically have to move this runway down this way a little bit more. I'd have to make this closer, and then maybe you could fit some kind of cargo terminal on the other side of the runway. I don't really know how that would have worked out. But this is just what I decided to do, so yeah. Moving on, we have the gates 70 through 99, I believe. We have an Air Canada E190 doing a service to Ottawa. Air Canada Rue 763 with a service to Toronto. BA 777-200 doing a service to Gatwick. Over here we have the 744 with a service to Manchester for Virgin Atlantic, and the Lufthansa 744 with a service to Frankfurt. Delta 752 SkyTeam livery with a service to Atlanta. Got the Delta 738 here, and he will be doing a flight over to, let's just think about this, Delta 738 doing a service to JFK. And then the Southwest 737-700, he is just taxiing out to the runway, and he'll be doing a flight to Raleigh. Got a Delta Connection CRJ 900 here, and he'll be doing a service to, also going to Raleigh actually. Got a Delta MD-88 next to him doing a service to LaGuardia. Southwest 737-700 new livery, and he'll be doing a flight to Pittsburgh. Virgin America A320, here comes the Angels with a service to Los Angeles. Got the Southwest 738 with a service to Dallas, Lovefield. And then the second 737-700 Blue Locust doing a service to Chicago Midway. And over here, just landing on this runway, we have the Delta 739, and he is just coming in from LAX. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this update. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully if you enjoyed it, just don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will be coming out with new videos regarding these requests. So I think after this I got Tampa, and then a few more. So like I said, I've already done the research for those. I just actually need to put in the effort and actually build them. But that, I'm not really too worried about that, and like in terms of just taking forever to actually get that done, because this is the week before Christmas, and I'm hopefully looking at a less stressful week, basically. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for being patient. I should have said that in the start, but if you're still watching this, then you'll know. But yeah, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget to comment on this video with any feedback that's hopefully positive. Like I said, and any criticism that isn't regarding the design. I'll obviously take a look at and appreciate any feedback that I do get, because I already explained the design part and the way it is. So that's just how it is, man. But as for all the routes and stuff, I try to be as specific as I can with those and just put in the detail for everything else. Obviously, GSE is a problem because I don't have any, but neither do most people. So it would take a lot of GSE to put a lot of GSE to every single aircraft here, So, but yeah, as for progress on bigger airports, I got like a couple questions on that. As for progress on huger airports that I actually do have plans for, like San Francisco, O'Hare, which are massive airports. I do really want to get those done basically in probably around the summer of 2017 is actually when I'm looking at it. Realistically, that's when I'm going to get just a huge, amount of time. And I think it could take at least a week or two of very, very solid work to get all the boards together to make it a really big board. And then, hopefully just put all the models together and just make a huge thing, It's going to be a bigger project. So, yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, see you later.